We know a couple of guys that the Browns have visited with in the past couple of hours and days. This has come out, so we know they visited with Tank Dell. That's an undersized, really speed guy. Has visited in person with the Browns, and then also word is coming out that they are getting set to meet with Karl Brooks, a defensive lineman from Bowling Green. Dell and Brooks, do those guys fit? Do you think those are going to be later round guys, obviously? Do those fit with what the Browns might be looking for in the draft, do you think?
So I can tell you on Dell, I actually have a buddy who works at University of Houston. I've always bugged him every year. Are there any players coming out that you're super high on? And he usually says nothing. He raved about Tank Dell, so he's probably the hardest working kid he's ever worked with. So I found that notable. He is undersized. It's going to be a tough adjustment to a degree, but fast, a sharp route runner, getting better, I think, as college went on at really crisp routes and clean breaks and all those things. You know, it's adding more speed and, to that position. It's never a bad thing. But at this point, obviously, you have addressed that to a degree. Karl Brooks is again, very fascinating athlete. He's a guy that I think could be an inside-outside rusher. He's about 280 pounds, so could be a 3 technique. Technically played more as a 5 tech over the tackle in college, but a small school guy that has a lot of buzz right now. A lot of people talking about his athletic ability and kind of his projection going forward. I think both could make sense right at that 74th pick, the pick they just acquired.
The other thing about a guy like Brooks is, Jim Schwartz has a type that he likes, and that would seem, what you're describing to me from Karl Brooks seems to be the type of lineman that Jim Schwartz can get and say, I can do this and this with him.
Could not be more correct. He almost kind of reminds me a little bit of DeMarcus Walker, who was with the Tennessee Titans last year, where Jim Schwartz was a guy, again, lines up over the tackle, but on passing downs will kick inside, can generate pressure from the interior. That's the build he has. Obviously, it's a lofty, projection right now for a prospect. But Walker was a late second-round pick, had a very slow start to his career, and then I think under the tutelage of Jim Schwartz, kind of took that step and was deployed in the correct way. So yeah, that's all he loves doing, is showing up, using these guys in different ways and being creative and rotating through players. So I think he probably still wants to add a lot along that defensive line, and he should.